Hello, officers. Again, we're at Hollywood Boulevard in Ivar. Just to set the scene if you're just joining us, there are people that were involved in the march down there at Cahuenga. And if we can. Okay, there's some communication going on right now. Let's focus on what's happening right here. You got an LAPD officer talking to a gentleman that is in, or I believe that's a gentleman, in the red pickup. And then I have someone from a bullhorn talking to the group or addressing this group. Okay, we're stepping back. I'm just trying to listen in, Glenn and Lou, for a moment. Officer, who's talking?
Confirm?
Okay. Officer, do you know who's talking right now? Is it you guys talking or is it them? There, I believe that's Captain Janal with the LAPD. He's been communicating with this tactical group right here, trying to keep eyes and ears on exactly what's going so all of the officers know exactly what to do and how to move. We have to take one step back. I want to stay with this. I see a number of protesters still kind of facing towards the police, but that number has substantially dwindled from where it was. I would say a couple of hours ago, or not a couple of hours, I'm sorry, a few minutes ago, we saw 100, possibly 150. Now it looks like we just have a few dozen incredibly passionate people right now, not willing to back down completely from the PD. One man on his cell phone, he appears to be speaking and crying at the same time. And the police are still telling those people to back up. LAPD. Okay. Down here, all right. Down there, okay, here's what's happening. It looks like the command from LAPD is to push these people off of Hollywood Boulevard. When I say these people, I could use a better word choice, to push the individuals that have come here to rally, to protest, to push them off of Hollywood Boulevard and back up these side streets. And the same thing is happening over here. The police are now pushing by actually running up these side streets. We'll run with them for a moment and we'll send it back to you.
Let's go up to Colton Von Pertz. Colton, it looks like they're pushing those protesters back there?
Glenn, that's right. We just saw them begin to push those protesters northbound on Ivar. You can see that skirmish line that ran through the past skirmish line, and they created a new one, pushing that group back. I think that might be their tactic for today. But as I pull out to a little wider, you can see, like Wendy was talking about, you got that mobile field force, you got other skirmish lines here at Hollywood and Ivar, but a majority of that group has made its way northbound up to Yucca and has made their way now westbound on Yucca back to Cahuenga, where another group was working northbound from Hollywood as well, and now they're working their way westbound Cahuenga. But let's go back to that skirmish line we were just watching, as that seems to be like the most tense scene at this moment. But you can see a large contingency of officers. You can see those protesters in the street with their hands up, using umbrellas, possibly to shield themselves. We're not sure of their intention there. However, they are still here in conversing in some way with those officers. You can see other protesters, what looks like trying to calm the situation and kind of break up whatever tension was there. You could see that that conversation going there, but a large contingency of officers down here. We see at least 2 other super large groups in the area kind of making their way back this direction. So we'll have to see what the LAPD has in store for managing that situation, but you can just see how these officers are beginning to push this group forward on Ivar here in Hollywood. I'm going to send it back down to you.
All right, trying to de-escalate what was a very tense situation about 10 minutes ago there in Hollywood at the intersection of Hollywood Boulevard and Ivar. Protesters police officers trying to break them up. Of course, we will continue our coverage coming up at the top of the